us to burial schools. Send your kids to burial schools, a place to realize your dreams. Burial schools. Send your us to burial schools. Send your kids to burial school. There's no other place like burial schools.
Hello, good morning, pupils, and welcome once again to Burial International School's e-learning. I'm Mr. Fortune, your music teacher. I hope you're doing very well and staying safe at home. So, our topic for today is the orchestra. The orchestra, and this class is meant for grade 5. The topic is the orchestra. We want to know what an orchestra is, and then the instruments that makes up an orchestra. So let's look at it on the board. The topic, orchestra. Now the orchestra is defined as a large instrumental ensemble. The orchestra is defined as a large instrumental ensemble. An ensemble is kind of a group of persons playing together, okay, with sectors of strings, brass, woodwind, and percussion instruments. An orchestra is defined as a large instrumental ensemble with sectors of strings, brass, woodwind, and percussion instruments. These are the instruments we find in the orchestra. Okay, so we'll take the next part, which are the instruments. Now the next part we have here is instruments of the orchestra. Instruments of the orchestra. Remember we talked about their sectors: string, brass, woodwind, and percussion. So at this point we want to know the instruments under these different sectors. We have string instruments. These are the violin, the viola, the cello, and the double bass. The violin, the viola, cello, and the double bass. 4 instruments. We have the woodwind instruments. These are piccolo, the flute, clarinet, and the oboe. Next sector we have here is the brass instruments. Brass, these are trumpet, trombone, euphonium, and the tuba. Now over there we have the next sector to be the percussion instruments. The percussions. These are the bass drum, the cymbals, the tambourine, the xylophones, the kabaka, etc. You have a lot of them. Okay, we have a lot of instruments under these sectors. Remember, we talked about the orchestra to be defined as a large instrumental ensemble consisting of the 4 sectors, which are strings, brass, woodwind, and percussion instruments. We talked about the sectors and the instruments under them. The string sector contains the violin, cello, viola, and double bass. The woodwind consists of piccolo, flute, clarinet, and the oboe, etc. And then the brass consists of trumpet, trombone, the euphonium, the tuba, etc. And then the last sector consists of the bass drum, the cymbals, tambourine, xylophone, kabaka, and this sector is called the percussion sector. So at this point, we'll take some assignments now. So now these are your assignments on the board. The first one says explain an orchestra. So tell me what an orchestra is. The second one says mention the 4 sectors of the orchestra. The third one says mention at least 2 instruments. For the following sectors of the orchestra, we have the first one as the strings and the brass. Mention 2 instruments for each of them. So these are the assignments, and I urge you to do them and submit. So at this point, I want to suggest something. You could check out some orchestra on the internet. We have a list of them. We have the London Philharmonic Orchestra, the Muson Chamber Orchestra, Nigeria. We have the MFM Orchestra, also in Nigeria here. There are a lot of them on the internet. So just check out and try to look at how look at them, and then you would see these instruments. The instruments in the string section, the instruments in the woodwind, brass, and the percussion. So at this point we've come to the end of the class for today. Have a nice day. Bye for now.